Okay, hello and welcome to the Finance Evening with Swiss Re, another webinar where we will show you the modern way of presenting financial results. My name is Gabriela Leon, and together with my colleagues we have prepared for you finance presentation using PowerBI with some interactive dashboards. We will explain you how the use of the new technology helps us to get more time for our analysis, and also why we have chosen it for our finance presentation for the branch management. We have prepared also some questions for you. You can, if you go to slido.com and the code is #NotSwissRe, there are our questions, and also you can add any questions you would like to ask us. Before we introduce ourselves, I would like to bring out one quote, which I hope will describe today's evening with Finance Swiss Re. It describes not only mine, but probably everyone's daily life in this company, because we are inspired not only by our colleagues, but also by our leaders and all the professionals that are working in this company. So I hope we will also inspire you today with our finance presentation. So who we are, over to you, Maria.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Maria Marinova, and in my current position, I actively manage various branches across EMEA, preparing and presenting financial data reports. Since the beginning of my career, I have worked in a few international corporations, leaders in their fields, where I have covered multiple roles across finance and accounting, mainly in the reporting area. I've joined Swiss Re about a year and a half ago, and I'm currently senior accountant, part of finance teams in Swiss Re Bratislava. Thank you. Over to you, Domi.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Dominika, and I joined Swiss Re almost a year ago. And I currently hold a position as a branch controller, where I'm responsible for several branches. I have more than, I would say, 5 years of professional experience in various industry areas, including accounting, controlling, and reporting tasks. And that's it. Gabi?
Okay, and I have joined the company in September 2018 with almost 9 years of experiences in accounting, reporting, and controlling in different international companies. On my position, I am responsible for general ledger closing activities, performing financial controlling and reporting on monthly, quarterly, and yearly basis, and also providing financial reporting to external authorities and internal stakeholders. And also I'm supporting our team with some trainings and also during the absence of our team leader. So agenda for today. Maria will talk about Swiss Re, about the location of our company, and also about the finance corporate solutions. Then she will talk also about our department branch controlling and about our main responsibilities. And also she will talk about PowerBI and the advantages of PowerBI. And afterwards, Dominika will present you our finance presentation that we prepare on quarterly basis for our branch management. And either during the presentation or at the end of the webinar, we will look at your responses on our questions. So I hope you will enjoy them. And now over to you, Maria.
Thank you, Gabi. So I guess most of you have already researched about Swiss Re and our business. I guess that you watched also the first part of today's workshop and you enjoyed it. But I would like to start with a short wrap-up of who we are and what we do. So Swiss Reinsurance Group, or shortly Swiss Re, it's one of the world's leading providers of reinsurance, insurance, and forms of insurance-based risk transfer. But what exactly reinsurance means? So let's give a simple example. Due to the possibility of risk, any kind of damage or health issue, one individual, me or you, will go to the insurance company to buy insurance, basically transferring his personal risk to an insurance company. And in return, he expects financial protection in the event that any future loss happens. And then on the other hand, the insurance company needs to make sure that they will have enough money to pay its clients for these potential claims. So to best ensure that, then the insurance company wants to also sign insurance policy for themselves. And to do that, they turn to the reinsurer. So the reinsurance, it's actually insurance of the insurer. So as you can see here in the table, our biggest portion of business covers reinsurance contracts, and then we have the corporate solutions, which we are representing today. Corporate solutions is the commercial insurance arm of Swiss Re, and we provide direct insurance. And our main clients are large and mid-sized corporations all around the world. And then we have iptiQ. This is our globally leading digital business-to-client insurance platform. And then all of these three pillars, they lie on the group foundation for balanced approach to accountability, shared values, and strengths, allowing us to achieve our financial targets. Gabby, if you can go to the next slide so we can view our global presence. So as you can see, our company is spread all around the whole world. We currently operate through offices in 29 countries with over 13,000 employees. So in our day-to-day work, we collaborate with colleagues across the whole organization, and we stay connected no matter the location. Overall, we have 81 offices, and Bratislava office is the largest one after Zurich. So now let's focus on the finance teams. If you can go on the next slide.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. So let's focus on the finance teams and finance corporate solution division mandate. So we have three main streams, strategy and business plan activities. So this stream drives the strategic and financial planning process in coordination with the management team and group finance. Also, they manage the capital and liquidity position, aiming to optimize the cost and capital and enable the achievement of the financial targets. Then we have the financial reporting activities. This we're representing today as well. So this stream owns and manages the US GAAP, EVM, and statutory regulatory processes for the legal entities and also their branches. And then we have the project governance and operations activities. So they define and ensure adherence to the group and finance policies, guidelines, and standards. So now on the next slide, we can move to our team, which is the branch controlling team. So let's talk a little more about us and our responsibilities. So we are the center for all financial topics related to the legal entities and also their branches. So we are responsible for the local statutory and regulatory reporting. So this local statutory could be anything depending where the entity is based. So we also monitor the liquidity of the company through cash and capital management. So we make sure that we always have sufficient funds in the branches. We also cover yearly audits, both internal and external. And also we are writing financial statements for some of our branches. But our main task that we are presenting today to you, it's the quarterly reporting of the financial results to the branch management. Also, my colleague Domi, after this, she has prepared a live demo for you. So stay tuned for this. So during today's workshop, we will focus on the question, why presenting financial information is difficult, and what audiences actually want in a financial presentation, and why does it seem so difficult to effectively present financial information. So Gabby, if you can go on the next slide, thank you. So this here, it's actually one quote that I have prepared for you that I believe well describes the world that we are living in right now. So we lived in the so-called fourth industrial revolution, where data is more valuable than ever. Just like oil, for those who sees data's fundamental value and learn how to extract and use it, there will be a huge reward. So data is the future, especially in the insurance business. Data is essential because our products are intangible. So data helps us to understand and anticipate risk much better going forward. But just like oil, raw data isn't valuable on itself. Rather, the value is created when it's gathered completely and accurately, also connected to other relevant data. So presenting slides full of spreadsheets and complex graphs copied from Excel, it's neither reliable nor effective. Too many analysts mistakenly think that their audiences want every number that they have and no details of the analysis. But this is simply not true. Me as an accountant, also I'm graduate of mathematical school. I love numbers, but let's be honest, most people don't share this love for numbers. But they still need to know what is behind these numbers to their department and area. So very often the audience, whether they're executives, management, or stakeholders, they're overwhelmed with the information presented. They seem confused and end up asking lots and lots of questions. So at the end, we usually have to do more analysis before they can make the final decision. So we figured there must be a better way to present financial information so it's easily understood and acted on. And we found it. We decided to implement Power BI. Gabby, if you can go on the next slide. So now this is like very short introduction to Power BI. Power BI is a very powerful tool which lets you combine data from different sources in order to create easy to understand graphs and other visuals. Power BI also lets you easily connect to your data sources, visualize and discover what's important, and share it as well with anyone or everyone that you want, so they can view the data important for them. So instead of having large numbers and tables and so on through Power BI, you can turn your unrelated sources into something coherent and interactive. Power BI has many advantages, but here I have listed some of them for you. Power BI provides secure report publishing, so you can automate data refresh and publish reports that are allowing the users to check the latest information. So the report is automatically refreshing every time you open it, so you always have the newest information and you are up to date, so you don't work with something that's already old. Also, Power BI supports very speed connection, very fast connection. So there are no speed constraints and also no memory is required because actually the data could be on the cloud. Also, there is no specialized technical support required. So Power BI provides a quick inquiry and analysis without the need of special technical support. It also supports powerful natural language interfaces. And then I think this is the most important one, especially for us that we are not IT people or data analysts. Power BI is very simple to use. You need a very short learning curve in order to start working and then further explore all of the possibilities that Power BI provides. Then also Power BI has a constant innovation. So every month there are updates and new functions and features added. And also in Power BI, the crowning feature, let's say, of Power BI is the information dashboard that can be customized to meet exact need of any individual. So you can easily create dashboards and reports to provide the user a unified experience. So that it's overall for Power BI. So now it's coming the most interesting part of the workshop today. My colleague Dominika, she will show you now actually the live presentation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so thank you, Maria. So Maria has already spoken about the basic of the Power BI and what are the advantages and why we have decided to implement this tool. So now I would like to walk you through the presentation that we basically use to present to financial result to our branch management. So let's get started. Okay, Gabby, you can go. Yes. Okay, so generally speaking, PowerBI is designed to let us create and share business insight in the way that serves our role most effectively. And this is very true because as we can see in the executive summary sheet, the data is summarized nicely for us in order, and literally it makes our life easier, believe me. And also I would say that PowerBI it's a great tool because it allows us to connect and import all sorts of data sets and bring all of it together in the one place, as we can really see in the summary. Okay, so what we can see on the left side, there is a nice overview of a financial situation of the company. We got here a net income of 390K, which is the company total profits after deducting all business expenses. Then we got almost 15 million of gross written premium. This represents a total revenue from a contract expected to be received by an insurer before deduction for reinsurance or commission. Then there is a net earned premium, which is 1.3 million. So in other words, premium recognition over the period. And then we got more than 7 million of gross claim incurred, and this should include all gross paid claims during the period. On the top of it, a loss claim ratio and combined ratio are being calculated for us. This is also very useful. And in this case, the lower the loss ratio is, the better for a company. Okay, so let's move on. So the PowerBI, it's for sure a great tool for data visualization. As we can see down below, we have some useful graphs that help us to support our financial presentation even better. So notice how easily we can see the difference between the financial data between the year 2019 and 2020. So if we look at the first graph, we'll see year-on-year comparison of financial performance of the company. So I believe knowing your profit and loss is the most influential and I would say useful information. So it's good to have it there. Then from the second chart, we can easily understand how loss ratio and combined ratio decreased in comparison with the previous year. And then we got the last two columns, charts, and we can see that the gross written premium increased tremendously, specifically in the marine and engineering line of business. And on the other hand, gross claim decreased fundamentally in property and liability line of business compared with the previous year, of course. Okay, so on the right corner, there is a map where we can see the gross written premium by country of insured. So I think this is the other great advantage of this tool, because that it converts the data from different sources to interactive dashboards. So, and also there is a possibility to click on the focus mode. So Gabby, if you can, because it really lets you expand a visual so we can see it in more detail, especially when we have a report that is a little bit crowded and we want to zoom it only in one visual, as here. Okay, so here we go, the map. Okay, we can go back. Thank you, Gabby. All right, so we can move to another slide. Okay. So here we go, the gross written premium and LTPA in more detail. Okay, so on the left side, a column chart shows that there has been an improved share of renewed contract by 76% in 2020, and compared to 68% in 2019. So this is just for an information. And more interestingly, on the right side, we got a development of LTPA. So LTPA, in other words, is a long-term price adequacy, and especially in underwriting, this is used to judge how good the premium is. So anything about 100% means that we are getting what we can expect. So basically the higher number, the better. So which is the case in this example as well. Okay, Gabby, we can move to the other slide. Okay, so gross premium and top contributors. Okay, so here we got a nice overview of a revenue of a given example, I would say, of a given branch. So we got here a breakdown of the premiums. So as we can see, we got almost 15 million of the gross premium, of which 14 is gross earned premium. Then net earned premiums are lower, but yes, specifically for this example, the number is really low because almost 90% of the total revenue is ceded to the reinsurer. So that's the reason. Down below, we got a table with the top contributors in more detail. So it's on the client level. And also it shows us in which line of business specifically the premium was written. So it's always help us during the presentation. On the left side, we got the column charts where we can see how much of the earned premium we have per line of business. So yeah, and of course, I have already spoken about the most dominant, it's marine business. Also, what's great about the PowerBI is that there are so many filtering possibilities. For example, visual level filter that filters data only at the selected visual level. So when you, Gabby, we can move to the other side and we can show it. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So I don't know if we want to show only the year 2020 specifically, we can filter it very easily, or we can select only, I don't know, we can for which line of business specifically, and then we can make it even larger. So during the presentation, it's very interactive, and I mean, we can really present the data in a more professional way. And so I personally find it very, very helpful. Okay. Okay, so we can move to the other slide. Oh, claims. Okay, so here we got the gross claim incurred and all, of course, the top contributors. Yeah, here we got the same visual as for the premiums, so we don't have to really go down to the detail. So just summarize it. Here we talk about presenting the expenses. So specifically, we are including as we can see in the table, the paid claims, claims reserves, and of course IBNR, my favorite, which is in other words provision for claims incurred but not reported. So, okay, so Gabby, we can move to the income statement. I believe so. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we got the profit and loss statement that's primarily focused on the company's revenues and expenses. It's a year-to-year comparison, and okay, in the last column, the variance is calculated for us. We got here net premiums earned, claims incurred that we already talked about. Then, of course, the acquisition costs that represent the expenses associated with the writing new policies like commission, brokerage, premium taxes, or certain underwriting costs. Then there are administrative expenses. They will be explained more on the next page. Then there is the reinsurance commission and profit participation that represent mainly commission overrider to cover some of the percentage of administrative expenses and acquisition costs. Then there are some technical income and investment income. These are basically reallocated from the head office using technical balances and reallocation keys. And finally, there are taxes, actually a provision on tax in this case. Okay, Gabby, so we can go to the admin expenses. Mm-hmm. So this slide provides us an overview of admin expenses. So here we got a nice table to show us the non-IGR related expenses like office space expenditure, personal expenses, and then we got the intragroup related expenses or intercompany related one. And then they are supported by these two tables down below. They're simply showing us recharges in and out. So it's very helpful during the presentation to have this breakdown to show it. Okay, so I think that's enough for expenses. So let's move to the next slide. And the next slide. Okay, so it's the last one. So, so the balance sheet. So that's our last sheet. We got the balance sheet here. So here we show just the summary of the financial balances. So the total assets and liabilities compare to the preceding year. So just really simple overview. And I don't know, Gabi, do we have there any other slide? I believe there is a slide with the map.
Yes,
right?
in the appendix, we usually add also some maps for the branch management if they want to see, for example, the gross written premium by country of insured and line of business, and we also can prepare it by to compare it with the previous year, like so they can see how the business is growing or where we don't have business anymore. And the same we can prepare also for the gross claims incurred, that we can see where the claims are by country of insured and also by line of business, and again comparison with the previous year. So it's very interactive and it has nice options to give also this kind of graphics for the management.
Okay, so I believe that concludes my presentation. So I hope it was useful for you in some way. So, but I can personally tell you that I really enjoy working with PowerBI. And I really, because I think it's very helpful during the presentation, and I just wouldn't be working with PowerPoint, for example, because it's interactive, as Gabby said. You can click, make it larger. You can then just talk specifically about something. So really, I'm really happy that I got this opportunity on my current position to work with this tool, and I highly recommend it to you as well.
Thank you, Dominika. And if I can add only about this slicer that we used to have in here, that you can show to branch management, or for example the contracts or in which contract year it has been signed and so on. You always have possibility to hide these kind of selections, because before you going to print it for the branch management or to send it via email, you cannot send it in Power BI because it's a little bit bigger. So you always can extract into PDF and adjust it accordingly. So you can even when you go and you add the selection, I cannot see it because of the pictures, so you can always hide if you don't want to have there, for example, this slicer. And then when you are presenting, you can always again edit and use it accordingly if you want to highlight something. Okay. I don't know, Maria, if you have anything to add for the presentation.
Yeah, well, I can add that then anyone can add what visual they want in order to analyze further something that they're questioning. So yeah, it's very interactive and very like user-friendly, that you can really choose what you're looking for, and it could be easily found or visualized through nice graphs, because the graphs are like easily to read, like from first sight, so you don't really have to go in so many details about the numbers itself, but you can see the comparison very, very easily. And also maybe we had prepared a couple of questions for you regarding the presentation, so if we can now jump to the slide.
Okay. I think these are the questions that...
Yeah, so when you log in Slido, you can see on the side that you have the option to view our questions. So you need to go to Hasuite on the top corner to see our questions.
Okay, I think I see.
Yeah, we can see that we already are getting some responses.
Yes. Okay, I can see it here. So what do you think, what is PowerBI? A tool for analyzing and displaying data, then automatization, reporting, statistics, data analysis, and it's a business intelligence tool with a wide array of offline or real-time presenting options. Do you have, Maria, any comments to that question?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm very happy with these comments that we see, that our students are also interested in these new technologies. So this is like really very beneficial for the students, for the graduates, also for us like an employer. This is very valued in our company. Yeah, also data analysis. Yeah, that's right. Also, okay. Yeah, this with the offline and real-time presenting, yeah, this is also very important to stress that you can either keep it offline or, like as I mentioned earlier, you can have it like refreshed, and every time to have it could be linked to some cloud or some external source which is updating. So then also Power BI will be updating every time you log in. So you don't have to actually go every time and download new report or map it again and again. It's going to be always refreshed if you choose so.
Thank you. I see we have more and more responses now.
Yeah.
Okay, then we had a question about in which line of business did we have the highest revenues premiums in 2020?
So maybe we can jump again to the presentation quickly so we can see the actual answer.
Okay, so in the executive summary, we can see that the gross written premium in 2020 and the highest is in marine.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, like you don't really have to look at the number itself, like just with this graph, it's very easy to see like straight away, which is the actual line of business.
Yeah. Good. Next question. Loss claims ratio in 2020 has decreased in comparison with 2019. Does it show positive or negative development? So I think we have mostly we have a correct response to these questions, because if we have the loss ratio lower, of course it's better for the company because the claims are getting lower and premiums are growing. So yes. Thank you. And I think it's the last question. If LTPA has increasing development, it means that the price of the portfolio is adequate. Is that statement correct? Okay, if we go again to the presentation, LTPA. As Dominika has explained, the higher number is better, which means that the price of the contract is covering not only the premiums and expenses, but it has also something above something extra. So if it's over 100%, it's better for the portfolio. So yeah, it's correct statement. I think that was all from our questions. And now, okay, we have it also here. I think this is the question from the next webinar.
Yeah. So we haven't got any questions.
I think you have the option like show questions.
Okay, it's in here.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, we have also one student working in our department, and she's helping us a lot, and she is learning a lot with us. We are currently also showing her the PowerBI because she is interested also in this in using of this technology. So yes, also in our department we have one student.
Okay, so next question is, okay, they're changing. What kind of software tools do you use besides Power BI? So I could say that we use different tools. We use also Power Query, Power Pivot, and also we were using some automatization tools like Alteryx and RStudio, like in order to simplify our accounting tasks. Also, like we use the newest technologies in terms of accounting software. We are currently using mostly SAP, which is like providing a lot of benefits as well, because it's also you can easily find data, you can easily find reports, and also it's possible to link these reports as well to be refreshed every time in order to get the latest data instead of just every time download separate reports. Then on the next question, what are the skills that Swiss Re it's looking for in graduate? So Gabby, maybe you can take this. Or
well, also it depends in which department you are interested, but mostly the Excel skills are very appreciated, and also if you are looking for a position in finance, it's accounting, and for sure you don't need to have any skills with insurance or reinsurance. This is the area where the company will help you to understand, and also with some trainings and so on. So yeah,
I can also add here like some personal skills, like good communication skills, also teamwork, because we work in a very collaborative way. So day-to-day work, you have to communicate with colleagues across, not even only in Bratislava, but across the whole organization. So I think this is something very valued as well. Yeah, to be like friendly as well, I would say, like to be ready for this cross collaboration, and I think this is beneficial also for you.
So the next question is, do you offer jobs for data analysts? So we are not data analysts, right? This involves more like, work with Power BI, but also with Python and other stuff. But I'm sure Swiss Re offers this job position, and it's very wanted nowadays. So, yeah,
we offer this kind of positions. I'm just not sure if we have a graduate program about this kind of positions. But you can always check on the Swiss Re page all the open positions, and you can also filter if it's suitable for graduates or like for juniors or so on. Yeah.
So, I can take another one. Do you have to have an IT background in order to work with corporate solution? okay, would be wanted, but I don't think so. You have to have this kind of background. Depends on the position and where you want to go. So no.
Yeah, I would say not really. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can join us if you don't have. Okay. Do you often travel on business to Zurich? Well, now it's not really possible. So maybe in the future when the COVID situation will get better. So hopefully.
Yeah, but in the past, in general, we not only to Zurich, but to different branches for which you're responsible. You could get to travel like to France, Germany, Spain. We have branches across whole Europe. So once per year, we were organizing this kind of get together, like with the management, because we communicate like so often with them. It's really nice, this one-to-one, like a face-to-face approach. Okay, so what kind of financial majors are today the most wanted at Swiss Re? So maybe somebody from Slovak University can answer.
Gabi?
Well, for the finance position, it would be accounting, I assume. And maybe
finance, I think.
Finance.
Yeah. In general, everything related to finance and accounting. Also, like we mentioned, we have these data analysis positions, like which are more like IT related. So I think it's quite diverse as well in these terms.
Yeah. And what tools do you use the most when presenting financial data? So for our team is PowerBI, and for some entities, I think we still use also PowerPoint, right? But only for a couple of them. And also, if there is some reports to the external authorities, also they request a special formats, so we need to adjust based on the request.
Okay, this one's very good. Why do you have such a modest social media presence? So this is not really a question for us. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot really answer to this question because we are from finance, so this is taken care by other departments. But in general, like reinsurance companies are not companies which are advertised much around the one person. It's more like on corporate level and like this kind of big companies and so on. So this could be the reason, I would say.
Okay. So we haven't got
the last question.
Yeah. Okay.
In Swiss Re with us.
Yes, thank you very much for watching and also for engaging during our webinar. And I hope we will see some of you in the company.